Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. It is time for my week 2 picks and predictions. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick this morning, but we will get this done. Last week, I was pretty good. Okay, after the first game, after the Patriots and Chiefs game, it didn't look so good, but I ended up being pretty good. I was 10-5 last week, and oh man, I was a young Hui Koo field goal away from potentially being 11-4, man. Damn that young Hui Koo, but I think it's gonna end up being damn fine. I was 9-6 against the spread, and my guarantees were 3-1-1, and damn it, it should have been 4-1, but the Saints had to come down the field and score a garbage touchdown to make the over-under be a push, but it should have been 4-1 for my guarantees. My picks were on fire, and I told you how certain games would go. I told you the Bears would limit the Falcons offensively. I told you the Jaguars could upset the Texans because the Texans wouldn't be able to move the football. I told you this Vikings defense would slow down Michael Thomas. Xavier Rhodes would slow down Michael Thomas. So with that said, let me give you some spoiler alerts for week 2 of the 2017 NFL season, and let's see how we do this upcoming week. Real quick, head down to the description box below. There will be an article, a sportsfanentertainment.com article showing not only my picks, but the picks of the SFE writing team, just in case you want to know the perspectives of 9 other people, linked down in the description box below, sportsfanentertainment.com. And for the SFE Picks Challenge, I'm currently 84th in a group of over 500 people. Trust me, I will continue to rise and rise as the true winners reveal themselves. So, finally, let's talk about week 2. Let's start with the Thursday night football game. We have the Houston Texans traveling to Cincinnati, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, what I'm going to say throughout this entire video, okay, is that we cannot take week 1 too seriously. And people don't really understand what I mean about this. Yes, week 1 matters. It's a win or a loss, and that hurts your record. But it's not indicative of what kind of team you're going to be in the weeks to come, in the months to come. It is a week completely out of context. You don't know pretty much anything after week 1. You just know how you looked in week 1. That's all you know. Both these teams looked bad in week 1, but let's remain staying what we know to be true, okay? And that is that the Texans have a great defense, but their offense is challenged. The Bengals have a pretty good defense. Their offense is a bit challenged, but it should be decent. Last week it was awful, but it's not really that awful. They have Andy Dalton, they have AJ Green, they have a bunch of running backs. Joe Mixon didn't do anything in his debut, but he'll be better than that. Jeremy Hale still there, Giovanni Bernard. And hell, even though the Bengals don't have John Ross play for them right now, they still have a good wide receiver core outside of AJ Green. Tyler Boyd is there. Brandon LaFell wasn't a bad number 2 option last year. Tyler Eifert is still there at tight end. He didn't do anything last week, but he's going to bounce back. The Texans right now, Deshaun Watts will likely start, but who the hell is he throwing to? CJ Fedorowicz? This guy just got put on IR. Their backup tight end probably won't play with a concussion. DeAndre Hopkins is literally the only option, and he's probably going to come down with 8, 9, 10 catches, but when he's the only one catching anything, it's a problem. The Bengals should get this done. Even though I don't love the Bengals and Andy Dalton against the Texans tend to dominate this team. How the hell are the Texans going to move the football consistently with Deshaun Watson, 1 wide receiver, and an average running back? You know, you just don't see it. I got to go with the Cincinnati Bengals to win on Thursday night football. Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens, and I said last week, man, I was afraid when I only projected the Ravens for 8-8 this season because I felt if their defense was great and it looked great on paper, they could win much more than 8 games. So until further notice, I'm picking the Ravens in a lot of games. I'm picking them this week and next week. I think they start 3-0. Browns, they're going to be close again, but just not good enough, right? This is what's going to happen to the Browns this year. I told y'all this in my Browns season preview. You guys are going to be better than you were last year, but your team is still way too young. You don't know how to win games. Corey Coleman don't know how to win games. Deshaun Kaiser, they don't know how to win games, these guys. They need to learn how to win games. They're going to learn eventually, but it's going to take them another year, I think. Give me the Baltimore Ravens to win at home. We have the Buffalo Bills at the Carolina Panthers, and I expect the Panthers to absolutely handle the Bills here. Remember, guys, week 1 was only a snapshot, okay? It's not indicative of what these teams will be. The Bills beat the Jets by 9. Hooray, okay, yay, we're so happy for the Bills. They're not very good, we know this, guys. I mean, they ran the ball well last week, but the Panthers have a great run defense. Their defense overall improved, and although the offense isn't firing on all cylinders right now, it's going to get better as the weeks roll on, as Cam Newton gets more healthy, as Christian McCaffrey gets more and more involved in the offense. They're going to be fine. The Bills, they're just not very good this season. Trust me on that. I'm not going to get fooled by week 1. Give me the Carolina Panthers to win this game. We have the Arizona Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts. And again, week 1 was only a snapshot. The Colts aren't that bad. Trust me, they're not that bad. Their roster outside of the quarterback position, which right now is bad, it's actually better than it was last year. They added Marlon Mack. Okay, they added guys for their defense right now. The Jonathan Hankins on the defensive line. They added Malik Hooker in the free safety position. They added Quincy Wilson in the quarterback position. But right now, Vontae Davis is currently out with an injury. That's hurting their defense a lot. But trust me, they're not that bad. It was just a bad week, okay? They're not that bad. They're going to bounce back. Now, the question is to what extent. I'm still going to pick the Cardinals to win here, but I don't think it's going to be the runaway win a lot of people are expecting. David Johnson is out for this game and likely for 2 to 3 months, which sucks for me and others that drafted him #1 overall in fantasy, but it is what it is. This is why I hate fantasy football, but I continue to play it. The Cardinals should get it done, but trust me, the Colts aren't that bad. Andrew Luck at some point will come back riding on his horse, and the Colts are going to finish with 6 or 7 wins despite starting like 1-5. We're going to move on to the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, look, you can call me biased all you want. Last week I had the Titans losing and they lost. I had them winning this week. They're going to win this week, Titans fans. Calm down. Okay, they're going to bounce back. They know they have to. Okay, and although Jacksonville has been a troublesome spot in the past, it's always troublesome if we've won the week before or the weeks before. If we've lost the week before, we usually take them seriously and we handle them. This was evident last year in the Thursday Night Football game, albeit in Nashville. It was evident then. When we need to take the Jaguars seriously, we take them seriously for the most part, although we should have took them seriously last year, week 16. Point is this: Marcus Mariota, DeMarco Murray, Corey Davis, who looks pretty damn good, by the way, they're going to step up, they're going to show up. And while this Jacksonville Jaguars defense is quite formidable right now, and while Leonard Fournette is quite dangerous, the Titans already know they have too much at stake this early in the season. They get it done against the Jacksonville Jaguars. To me, look out, though, for the Jaguars defense because, man, it is talented and it is flying around. Miles Jack looks good. Dante Fowler looks decent. Jesus. We move on to the Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, look. I said last week I really wanted to pick the Eagles. I felt in my heart the Eagles are the better team than the Redskins. I said this preseason. Eagles have going 9-7, Redskins 7-9. I felt this, but it was at home for the Redskins, so I picked the Redskins and I was wrong. Now, we have a situation, again, where I want to pick the Eagles. I think the Eagles could go to Kansas City and win, but will the Eagles win 2 straight road games? Are they that good? If they win this game, then the Eagles are good. 2 straight road games, and this one being against Kansas City, where they just beat the New England Patriots, and according to everyone is one of the best teams in the league, although I'm not buying it completely just yet. So if the Eagles get this done, okay, you're on our radars again. Now, you just can't lose it like you did last year. Last year, starting 4-0 looked great, and then you couldn't do a damn thing after that. Or maybe it was 3-0. Regardless, I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win this game, but I think the Eagles covered the, 5.5 point spread right now. I think it's too high. I think the Chiefs win it, though. I think that Andrew is going to, put some things together to the point to where the Chiefs win this game, but the Eagles will be dangerous. We move on to the New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints, more like old Orleans Saints. Yeah, I stole that joke, but it's true because they look like the same old crap, okay? Now, last week they weren't able to score points, and I knew this. I told y'all this. I told you, Michael Thomas is your only good wide receiver. Ted all right. But when Xavier Rhodes is going up against his guys, he's going to have problems. Now, this week, he's going to go up against Malcolm Butler, and Devin McCourty is going to be over the top. So again, Michael Thomas is going to be a bit limited. And I think the Saints will score more points than they did last week. And Adrian Peterson won't be giving Sean Payton the evil eyes. Okay, I think it's going to be better there. But the Patriots are going to bounce back. It was a week 1 loss for them. You got to buy into the Patriots after losses, man. They always bounce back, pretty much for the most part. They always bounce back. Give me the Patriots to win this game in New Orleans and Adrian Peterson to give Sean Payton some more evil eyes. We move on to the Minnesota Vikings at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, when I was first looking at this game, I was thinking, hey, the Vikings could upset here. You know, the Steelers like to underwhelm and whatnot, and this is true. But when I went back and I looked at the history of the Steelers underwhelming, it's kind of always on the road. It's never really at home, unless they're facing a divisional opponent like the Bengals or the Ravens or the Browns. At home against non-divisional opponents, they usually get it done, and they usually cover the spread. Now, this spread is like 6.5 right now, which damn is high. But I think Vegas knows what they're talking about. I think the Steelers win this game. Will they cover the spread? I won't say so, but it wouldn't shock me if they do. Give me the Steelers. The Vikings could get it done. I mean, they looked really good last week. But again, the Saints defense stinks, and the Steelers at home are pretty damn good. Give me the Steelers. We move on to the Chicago Bears at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So finally, the first game for the Bucs this season. Now, last week, I told you the Bears would limit the Falcons, and I was right. Now, this week, let me tell you, the Bears are going to limit the Bucs, but again, they will lose. Until the Bears get some sort of wide receiver in the building, they're not going to win games, okay? At least not consistently. I mean, they're going to be a 4 or 5 win team at best. Kendall Wright is their best wide receiver, people. They're so screwed. How will they move the football? Okay, and then you have Mike Glennon as your quarterback. Now, yes, you have these two cute wide receivers, Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard. They're so cute. Yes, but who else do they have? I mean, they don't have anybody. Their tight ends are young and unestablished, and Zach Miller isn't playing anymore. Come on, you got to go with other teams facing the Bears until the Bears get something rolling offensively, and John Fox starts Mitchell Trubisky, which doesn't appear to be in this millennia. Give me the Bucs to win against the Chicago Bears. Jameis Winston having a decent game, but still having some problems. We move on to the Miami Dolphins at the LA Chargers. Now, again, hello, we're going to keep saying this. Week 1 does not show everything. I know the Chargers did not look great, but at the end of the day, what was that game? It was a road division game, okay? I expect the Broncos to be better than the Chargers this season, and the Chargers lost to them in Denver. Is that really that bad? Is that really that bad? No, the Chargers are fine. Yes, they underwhelmed a bit. Their offense wasn't as crisp as it needed to be. Keenan Allen kind of disappointed. But they were going up against Chris Harris and Aqib Talib, the best cornerback duo in the NFL. Now they're going to be going up against who? Byron Maxwell and whoever the hell the Dolphins decide to start this week. I like their chance to bounce back. Give me the Chargers to put up a bunch of points on the Miami Dolphins. Jay Cutler tries to keep up, but ultimately fails to the better quarterback in Phillip Rivers. New York Jets at the Oakland Raiders, and the Jets looked last week. I mean, they lost by 9 to the Bills, but to me that's problematic because I don't think the Bills are very good. And just look at the Jets on paper, man. They're not very good. Okay, the good thing for them is Jermaine Kearse looks good. Okay, so perhaps your quarterback of the future will have one weapon. Yay! Other than that, you stink. Okay, so that's just the truth. I mean, you have Jamal Adams and Leonard Williams. Okay, you stink. Okay, so then for the Oakland Raiders, they look great. I mean, they look like one of the AFC's best teams right now. In fact, right now, I'd say they're right there with the Patriots and the Steelers in terms of potentially winning the AFC, and the Chiefs as well. We have to give them credit for beating the Patriots. Raiders to win this game easily, and I think even cover their -14 spread. We have the next game, the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos. Now, you know, people lose in Denver. Teams go up there, they just lose, okay? The hell, the Chargers just did it. We just saw the Chargers do it. But I feel as if the Dallas Cowboys have really good intangibles right now, man. They just know how to win games, especially when Ezekiel Elliott is in this lineup, man. He just keeps getting damn first downs. You can't stop this guy. You ever see me look good in the Monday Night Football game, and I like that. And I try to tell Bronco fans all the time, go back. Trevor Siemian's good. I mean, he's not great, but he's at least decent, and he's better than Paxton Lynch. Honestly, I think will ever be. I don't think Paxton Lynch will ever be as good as Trevor Siemian. That's fine. Start Siemian until Siemian sucks, and I don't think that's going to come very soon. But I think the Cowboys are just better. Okay, I trust Dak and Zeke to get it done in the fourth quarter because that's what they do. That's their move. Last year, they won 13 games. Could have won 14 if they really cared about winning Week 17. Okay, they went to the damn NFC Divisional Championship game. Damn near won that. They win. That's what they do. And until they stop doing that, I got to pick the Cowboys. I ain't making the same mistake I made last year. Give me the Cowboys until they prove that other teams can really consistently beat them because the only teams we've seen beat them is the Giants. And the Packers beat them because of a Jared Cook sideline ridiculous catch out of hell. Okay, so outside of that, no one's beating the Cowboys, no one's beating the Dak Z Cowboys other than the Giants, the Week 17 Eagles, because Dak wasn't playing most of the damn game, and Jared Cook ridiculous sideline catch from hell. Give me the Cowboys until they start losing. We have the next game, the Washington Redskins at the LA Rams, and again, we're going to bring up Week 1. Because again, I'm telling you, the Redskins aren't that bad. In fact, they weren't even bad. I mean, I know the final score said 30-17. That's not bad, okay? Because they were down 22-17, and then they had a ridiculous fumble return for a touchdown. I thought at the time they were going to go down and even win that game when it was 22-17. I thought Kirk Cousins was going to lead the Redskins down the field and win the game. It was an unfortunate loss, but it was only one loss. As for the Rams, it was a great win. I mean, it was a fantastic win. But are the Rams really that good? Like, what is the Rams ceiling this season? 8-8? And what is the Redskins floor this season? 6-10? I mean, we still like, or at least you should to me, still look at the rosters and say, you know, I like the Redskins roster better than the Rams roster. I think they're better, okay? And I think they need to bounce back. I think they understand they need to bounce back. So give me the Redskins to go to LA and get it done. I think the Rams are certainly improved. Jared Goff looks good. He's no longer Jared Goff. He retained his name, Jared Goff. But, you know, the Redskins to me are just better. They need to bounce back. Don't get caught into the Week 1 trap, okay? I think the Redskins are fine. The Rams had a great win, but it was only one great win. We look at the next game. We have the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. And for this game, gotta go with the Seahawks. I mean, come on. You know, the 49ers, they're improved. I know last week they didn't look like it. They're slightly improved. And I think they're going to cover the spread. It's like a minus 13.5 point spread. I think they cover that spread. But the Seahawks need to bounce back. They will. They can't have another 0-2 start. They won't. It's in Seattle. Give me the Seahawks to win this game. We have the Green Bay Packers at the Atlanta Falcons. And I really wanted to pick the Packers. I really wanted to just trust Aaron Rodgers, man. Last week they handled the Seahawks and the Falcons barely beat the Bears. But it doesn't really matter, okay? Because, I mean, you look at these games week to week, again, it's out of context. We don't know how these teams look. And the Falcons ultimately got the W. And the Packers, was a great win, but it was in Lambeau. Now they travel to Atlanta, where they've had problems. Hello? They lost the last 2 games in Atlanta. Now, one of them was very close, the regular season game last year, but the playoff game was not, okay? The Falcons appear to have the Packers number as of this moment. I think the Falcons get it done yet again against the Green Bay Packers, but Rodgers yet again puts up a very formidable fight. And then finally, we have the Monday Night Football game, the Detroit Lions at the New York Giants. And again, we will not fall into the Week 1 trap. Yes, the Giants looked awful against the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are really good. Think back to last season, we had the Seattle Seahawks that lost to the Green Bay Packers 38-10. Now, did that mean that the Seahawks stunk? No. They had one bad week against a good damn team. I think that's what happened to the Giants last week. Okay, perhaps they will underwhelm this season. But even if they underwhelm, let's say they go 8-8. Okay, what is the best case scenario for the Lions? I mean, if you're really a Lions stan or fan, what, 10 or 11 games, right? So would it be shocking if I told you that a 10 or 11 win team lost to an 8-8 team in that 8-8 team stadium? No, okay? So we're having a game in New York, okay, with the New York Giants' talented defense. And although the offense is struggling right now, on paper, we know it's better than it was last year. They added Brandon Marshall, they added Evan Ingram, and they lost Victor Cruz. The offense is better, okay? So they're going to bounce back. Now, to me, they may still not win this game, okay? And I think Odell Beckham will play in this game, by the way. They may not win this game. Perhaps Matthew Stafford puts together another fourth quarter drive and they win the game. But to me, guys, the Giants are still good. They just lost to a really good team, a better team last week that upstaged them. Okay, week 1, 1 week. Out of context, they're horrible. Okay, now let's see what kind of team they really are. They're at home. They still have this great defense, and their offense on paper has improved. They have some kinks to work out, but I think they're going to be fine. And last week, they just lost to a really, really good team. Give me the Giants to win this game. So with that said, we're now going to look at my guarantees of the week 5. Guarantees of the week, and I don't love the line spreads this week, so I'm going to have a couple over-unders this week. We have the Tennessee Titans minus 2.5. Look, again, I like the Titans to bounce back. It's not my bias speaking. It's just screaming from the hilltops. Week 2 things usually tend to balance out. The Jaguars got the ridiculous win. The Titans had their loss. Things are going to balance out. Titans get the win to me. We have the Carolina Panthers minus 7, so I'm going to trust the Panthers again, and I think for good reason, man. I think they look good. Again, I have them winning the NFC South this season, and their schedule's a huge reason why. They host the Bills in this game. Bills aren't very good to me. Panthers should win by 7 or more. Patriots minus 6.5. I like this team. I like this game for the New England Patriots because, again, they lost last week. They love to bounce back, and the Saints, they look like the same old Saints. Although this game is in New Orleans, they'll be better. But the Patriots should win by more than 6.5 points. And then we also have 2 over-under picks with the Detroit Lions at the New York Giants, which is currently an over-under of 43.5. I think this is too high. I mean, this final score could be 13-10. I would not be shocked at all, and I don't think either team even has a chance of putting up 30. Okay, so give me the under here for 43.5. And then we also have the Dolphins at Chargers. I think it's over 45. I mean, the Chargers defense is good on paper, and it's actually pretty decent. But I think the Dolphins will score their fair share amount of points, and then the Chargers will definitely score their fair share amount of points as they travel back to LA. So I like the over 45 here. Again, those are my week 2 picks and predictions. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know. I like this week. I picked a lot of home teams, but you know what? I like trusting home teams. In fact, last week I probably should have trusted a couple more of them, but it is what it is. Those are my picks. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. I'll be back next week and every week thereafter, every single Wednesday, picks and predictions here on Sports Fan Entertainment. Until next time, I'm out. See you all later.